What if I told you that one lens could turn the tiniest details of your backyard into an alien world? A world so sharp, so alive, it makes you question everything you thought you knew about photography. Hey there, what's going on? It's Jay, and today we're talking about the new Sony 100mm f2.8 GM macro OSS lens. So please stick around because this lens has an extra cheat code I will share a little later that I think you're going to be blown away by. Macro photography. It's definitely addictive. 1 minute you're chasing sunsets, the next you're flat on your belly, eye glued to the viewfinder, heart racing over a dragonfly's crazy wing veins and tiny leg hairs. But to be honest, based on my experience, most macro lenses feel like a compromise. They tend to be bulky, have finicky focus, and most have no stabilization for handheld action. So then comes the new Sony 100mm f2.8 GM macro OSS lens released earlier this year. It's Sony's second full-frame macro lens with built-in optical steady shot, the other being the 90mm, which came out about 10 years ago, and that was the first. This new GM model, however, offers the latest floating focus system, which keeps things buttery smooth from infinity all the way to 1.4x life size. And this lens has a killer f2.8 max aperture, which gives you a dreamlike bokeh while also nailing edge-to-edge sharpness at a level I've never seen before. Now, one could argue that this lens is a little bit pricey at around $1,500 US, but you will not hear that from me. I feel like this is more than a fair price for this incredible optic, especially when considering its best-in-class image quality, excellent build quality, and incredible feature set. So I paired this lens with my Sony a7C II, and this is a killer combo because the a7C II is fairly compact, but it also has the IBIS sensor stabilization. So when combined with the lens's optical stabilization, no more tripod drama. The OSS stabilizes like a boss, letting me shoot at slower shutter speeds and handheld, but yet still getting tack sharp results. Just look at this common housefly at approximately 1:1 magnification. This GM macro doesn't just capture, it brings it to life in our world. I was just inches away, and thanks to the silent quad XD linear motors for autofocus, it tracked the subject like a champ. By the way, I also used this lens for a few volleyball shots, and it did not disappoint. So as you can see here in this portrait sample, just sample footage of a portrait, you can see how nice the background renders here with the bokeh balls, and those are about 15 feet away. So clearly this is a great option if you want to do stuff like this. Now I'm about probably, I would say, 6 feet away from the camera, so 100mm, 6 feet on the full frame a7C II is yielding you like this frame. So pretty sweet, and it's a good option in that regard. So it's a 2-for-1 sort of lens. It's not just a macro lens. You could absolutely use it for stuff like this, talking head interviews, portraits, and then of course the insane macro world that opens up with a optic like this. 100mm at f2.8 on a full frame camera yields some excellent results, and the background rendering on this lens is really pleasing, as you can see here. This lens doesn't just upgrade my kit, it unlocked a superpower, extreme otherworldly access within reach and very little hassle. So to bring this lens to even another level, it accepts Sony's teleconverters, which is absolutely ridiculous. So for example, this 1.4 teleconverter, which simply goes in between the lens and the camera body, will make this an effective 140mm at f4, but it'll now be a 2:1 magnification. That's basically life size on steroids. No extension tubes, no cropping in post. I tested it on this dragonfly and some leaves, and the detail was honestly ridiculous. This was also handheld, by the way. See this dragonfly's face? At 2:1, it's like peering into another world. The teleconverter barely touches sharpness. It has minimal light loss. I got this fairly easy at golden hour, handheld. I didn't really have to stalk too much. And the autofocus worked so well, I was able to get the capture before this life-size bug took off. Now, Sony also makes a 2x teleconverter, and that will push this lens to an effective 200mm at f5.6, which will yield a 2.8:1 magnification while still having autofocus and optical stabilization on all that. I didn't have one of those to test with, but if you're chasing that next level bug detail, it's certainly worth considering. The Sony 100mm f2.8 GM macro lens isn't just another piece of gear, it's literally a portal to the unseen. It turned my casual snaps into mesmerizing visuals that are not only eye-opening, but dare I say otherworldly. If you're dipping into the macro world or leveling up your game, I would highly recommend this lens. If you want some extra superpower juice, consider a teleconverter as well. You won't be disappointed, and the captures will keep you going back for more. Like I said, it's addictive when made this easy. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Please smash that like button if this video sparked something, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I also do highly detailed tutorials as well, so be sure to check that out if you want to learn how to use gear such as gimbals, lenses, cameras, all sorts of stuff like that. So, alright guys, I will catch up with you next time. Please have a great day. Take care.